Baruch haba. This is Stephen Bruck. This is Messianic Moment Ministries, and thank you for being here on this 26th day of January 2021. Well, the question today is, does the world really hate Jews? And, you might think this is a silly question. I mean, what? With the Crusades, the Inquisition, the Holocaust, the Palestinians, the KKK, and any number of United Nations countries which have been vilifying Israel while vindicating those who are really the troublemakers in the Mideast. I mean, come on, really? It's so obvious that the world hates Jews. But still in all, I don't think the world really hates Jews. I believe that they do hate the fact that the Jews have been so wonderfully blessed. And, well, you might ask, what blessings do we have? Well, of all the Nobel Prizes ever given out, did you know Jews have been awarded nearly 28% of them, but they only represent less than 0.002% of the world's population. Israel leads the world in technology, from medical to technological to agricultural. In fact, according to the Bloomberg Tech Innovation Ranking, which is in Brussels, Belgium, Israel is placed 5th worldwide, putting it ahead of both the United Kingdom and the United States. It would take way too much time to list all the technological blessings that Israel has given to the world. But if you're interested, go back to the written blog on the website, and in the written blog there is a link to the Wikipedia site that has just a general listing of many of the different contributions and blessings that Israel has given to the world across a number of different categories. And that's the saddest thing about anti-Semitism, is that, God said he would bless the world through the Jewish people. That's Genesis 22:18. So those who act against Jewish people are actually, pardon the expression, killing the goose that lays the golden eggs. Even here in America, Jewish people have been strengthening and helping this country since the colonial days. Hey, did you know that it was Jewish financial aid to the colonial army that helped to keep them going? And what about Albert Einstein? Eddie Cantor, Bob Dylan, Ruth Ginsburg, Sammy Davis Jr., Alan Greenspan. I mean, this is just off the top of my head a couple of Jews. There have been Jews in nearly every field that have contributed to America over the centuries. Did you know that Spain used to be a world power, probably the world power? And most of that was because the Jewish bankers and businessmen were the foundation of their economy. Well, when Queen Isabella deported all the Jews at the beginning of the Inquisition, Spain hit the skids. It lost its standing in the world. It's never recovered. Do you know that even today, there is an Israeli company, it's called Synovia Tech, that has developed a face mask that is guaranteed to kill the coronavirus? It's reusable and it's good for an entire year. You see, I don't really think it's the world hating the Jews as much as it is the enemy of God leading the world into doing hateful things to the Jews. Let me explain. The plagues God sent on Egypt were not mainly to destroy Egypt, which of course they did, but to show his superiority over the Egyptian gods. Actually, I've been discussing this lately. It's part of the Torah readings for these Shabbats, the last couple of ones. And if you go to my Parashah Teachings tab on the website, you'll see them. So, in the same way that God showed he was more powerful than the Egyptian gods, Satan wants to do that by destroying the Jewish people because they are God's chosen, and he promised to protect them. If Satan can destroy the Jews, then he can prove he is more worthy of worship than God, which is, well, basically been his agenda since day one. And I mean that literally, since the very first day. So, since we know that Satan was thrown to the earth, that's Revelation 12:7 tells us that, and he's the ruler of the air, Ephesians 2:2, well, he's basically the ruler of the earth. Of course, at least to the extent that God allows it. And Satan easily gets people to do as he wants. And it isn't just the non-believers. Many Christians also are easily duped by satanic propaganda given out by the leaders of many Christian churches and sects. How can that be, you may ask? Well, it's through changing the Sabbath day. It's through teaching that the Torah was done away with. It's through ignoring God's holy days. It's through teaching replacement theology. It's through, well, you get the idea. As stated earlier, God told Abraham that his descendants would be a blessing to the world. And he later told Moses, now this is in Exodus 19:6, that the Jews will be his nation of priests. So, since priests teach the people how to worship God, anything done against the Jews is done against God. If Satan can make people reject the Jews, then they are rejecting God and thereby worshiping Satan. Because, hey, either you are with God or you are against God. Like it or not, that's the truth. Now, there are always people who really do just hate others, Jewish or whatever, because, well, mainly they're ignorant and covetous sheep, easily led astray. Sometimes they are even following what they believe, in many cases, to be godly ways, but in the long run, they are worshiping Satan. Whether people know it or not, when they come against God's chosen people, they may not be doing it because they hate the Jews. They just don't know that they're being led to love Satan. Well, thank you for being here, and please subscribe. Click the icon down here, go back to the website, click that subscribe button over in the right-hand margin, and while you're there, check out my entire website. So, that's it for today. Lihitrot, and Baruch Hashem.